my vacation time, but I won't be able to relax until I've found Isaac Downer and gotten to the bottom of this case. The only way to do that is to go back to Scoggins, Minnesota.
If all of my problems were solved with Sudoku puzzles, I would count myself among the lucky. I'm a huge fan of puzzle games, so it's a given that I would want to give Puzzle Agent 2 a try. Obviously second in the series, Puzzle Agent 2 was released June 30th, 2011, exactly 1 year after the first title's debut.
The place is a lot quieter at night. I don't see any of the familiar townspeople.
The game looks and feels more like Puzzle Agent Episode 2 and not so much its own standalone title. This is because the beloved puzzle agent Nelson Tethers has come back to Scoggins, the town highlighted in the first game, to wrap up some loose ends. Although the eraser factory is up and running, people are disappearing at a high rate and Nelson seems to be surrounded by crazies. The police department is uncooperative and, of course, Nelson has to circumvent the law in order to save everyone.
Special Agent Tethers, Puzzle Research Division.
Yeah, well, I've got a missing person case for you guys to solve.
The factory foreman?
That's old news. I'm talking about my brother Daryl.
Now, I love developer Telltale. I love the Tales of Monkey Island and Sam & Max reboots, and I love Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people, but I can't ignore that something is missing from the Puzzle Agent series. Unfortunately, I think that element involves the number and depth of puzzles, the largest aspect of the game. Most feel incredibly simple, and the amount just leaves me wanting. When I play a puzzle game, I want to feel stupid. I want the game to make me rack my brain and use everything I can, save a walkthrough, to get results. Sometimes the construction and wording of puzzles in Puzzle Agent 2 were so unintentionally vague that I became slightly lost during the execution. My favorite puzzle was the one in which you had to reverse engineer a maze getting Nelson from the entrance to the exit. It only involved placing 6 pieces, but I liked the way it made me think, using both logic and trial and error to come out with the solution. More of that would have been incredibly welcome. One majorly successful element of puzzle solving that most games seem to miss on is the hint system. Yes, you are given way too much gum, each piece offering one hint, but the slow reveals of the solution and the attempts to put you on the right track work very well. In other games, hints tend to toss you the answer just to get you past that point, but Puzzle Agent 2 is very well developed in how it takes gamers through the necessary thought process. After completing each puzzle, once your score has been tallied, you can see how the puzzle was actually supposed to be solved. Just in case you accidentally solved something or decided to take the trial and error route, you can determine the proper method of solving each puzzle. The writing in this game, in my opinion, is a game changer, literally. Moving on from feeling disappointed with the construction of puzzles, one might just write this title off, but I'm hesitant to do so. I love Nelson Tethers as a character. I think he's spectacularly well done, and I love the way he interacts with his creepy world. Characters are interesting, and although interactions with each feel far too brief, I'd say NPC development is successful. You'll encounter some old favorites from the first title, as well as new people readily equipped to set off your weird radar. The plot is well done and manages to get you laughing without becoming too terribly silly.
Come on, Tethers. I don't know how you boys do things in Washington, but out here, sometimes a man's gotta do what he's gotta do, even if it means drawing a gun on a fella.
Puzzle Agent 2 ends up being around 3 hours of gameplay, which is too short since puzzle-based games can rarely retain replay value. Since most of the actual challenge rests on you being able to determine solutions, going into a second playthrough knowing everything that you'll encounter in a non-dynamic setting leaves you with the sole goal of having the best possible score. When the game ends, you have a suspicious feeling that there might be a third title on the horizon for Puzzle Agent, and that this time, it seems as though there could be a change of scenery, which I would welcome. This entry in the Puzzle Agent series is currently available on Steam. It's on sale, 10% off, iPad, iPhone, and soon on the PlayStation Network. So grab the proverbial moose by the antlers or whatever those things are and get down to Scoggins for some puzzle action.